Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, we finally got to it. Kentucky's first official regular season game with Mark Pope as the head coach. I know everybody was excited. I was excited. And I will say this, my boys didn't disappoint me. In that second exhibition game, a lot of people was feeling like they was shooting too many threes and they was taking bad shots. And Mark Pope came out after the game was over and he said, I believe in my team. I believe in my offense. And we're just going to keep shooting and we're going to shoot our way out of it. And I feel good. I feel like the more I watch this team, the more comfortable they're getting, the better they're getting in the offense. And I know, like I said, I know we haven't played great competition yet, but I still just feel really good. One of my main things is I just love that this team is unselfish. They don't make a whole lot of mistakes, and they actually shoot the ball pretty good. So they cruise to another victory, 103 over Wright State, 62. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Let's get into some of these highlights and check out the Cats, man. And right there, man, just right off the bat, I love Amari Williams, his ability to kind of be a point center, if you will. Right there, he's leading the break and getting dish off assists to Owe, Ortega Owe. I mean, I'm loving it. Like, Amari was just on point, man. I think Amari ended up with a strong double-double. He had 12 points along with 13 rebounds and 3 assists. And obviously this guy right here, Butler. Butler is just one of the most steadiest players I've seen in a while. He's just going to give you a little bit of everything. Like, he's just doing it all on the court. He's getting rebounds. He's making steals, deflections, scoring, dishing. But as you know, we just saw Kobe Bryant finally got it going tonight, man. And he's the one that I had kind of been waiting to see him start to look more like he did last year in college. And I think he just found it tonight, man. And this is the Barea that I think we're going to see more of during the season. Just a top-tier shooter. He just looks comfortable now. Maybe he just was trying to figure out what his role was and get used to playing with some of these guys. Garrison looked better. Garrison works really hard, man. And but that play right there, that kind of summed up tonight for me. I feel like Kentucky was really good at transitioning, making really nice defensive plays and turning into baskets, man. I loved it. A lot of times they was getting steals, getting deflections, getting defensive rebounds, and they was shooting down to the other end of the court, getting layups. I was loving it. Right there, you see a nice backdoor action. That's a product of Mark Pope's offense. If you've been paying attention, you know his offense gives guys a lot of room to make cuts. And when you have good passers and guys that are willing to pass the ball, they like to get the ball out. Like, they don't hold the ball. Yes, obviously, Creasa and Butler do majority of the ball handling, but when other guys get the rebounds, man, they just go, they just attack. Like I said, I love what Amari Williams is bringing to this team. He's just active, and he can do a little bit of everything to help the team. As you can see right there, Carr, I think he was 1 for 2 from 3. He ended up with a nice 11 points. He didn't really have very many rebounds, but I still like the way he was playing. He kind of been playing in the floor a little bit, so, you know, he ain't really been under the basket that much, but he's just still getting it done. Ortega Owe, man, I can't really say enough about him, man. He kind of been just all over the place. He been getting his numbers offensively. Like, he's just always in the right spot, making stuff happen on the defensive end as well as attacking the basket, and he was hitting the jumper. He was pretty much unstoppable tonight, man. 21 points, 3 rebounds, 3 for 3 from 3-point. Like I said, Kobe Bryant, 18 points, 7 for 8 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3. And then Almanor, man. Almanor plays another steady game off the bench. Let me see. I think Almanor ended up 11 points, 1 for 3 from 3, but 5 for 7 overall in 13 minutes. So, man, once again, I have to keep on saying this. I like the fact that Kentucky seems to move the ball a lot, get a lot of assists, and they don't really have a whole lot of turnovers. And they make really good reads. They're a really good passing team. Right there is what I've been waiting for. You know, Amari Williams going up, attacking the rim on the defensive end, because if we can just get a really good shot blocking presence, man, we're gonna probably be a handful. We're gonna be tough to deal with. And right there, we just got so many guys that just make smart plays. Even when we got our big men running the court, they're able to make solid passes to guards even in transition. So we got a lot of guys that's handling the ball good, that's just getting everybody in spots, kind of making it easy for us to score. Nobody's having to do too much. Guys are patient, taking their time. They making the right reads. Like I said, we got a lot of good passers. Jackson Robinson actually only had 8 points tonight. He only had 8 points tonight, but still, to me, I mean, he just plays a solid game, man. You know, he was 3 for 6 from the field. You know, he 2 for 5 from 3, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So even the nights when Jackson Robinson might not give us a 20 ball, he still was making stuff happen. And it just happened to be other guys was picking up the score, and so he didn't have to do as much. Like I said, Carr with 11, Williams with 12, Oway with 21, Brea with 18, Almanor with 11, and then Garrison, you know, he was working hard. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 points. But I really like how when the big men are getting the ball, they not necessarily just rushing to try to score. They kind of being patient, seeing how the offense is working, and they waiting to catch guys moving. They don't force a lot of shots around the basket. They will kick it out to the guards. So the big men play really well with this group of guards. But I love the unselfishness. I love that, you know, any given night, it could be anybody's game. Kentucky shot 60% from the field, 46 from 3. They making free throws, 74%. They got 40 rebounds, but they had 30 assists and 7 turnovers. So they still, you know, obviously this is the first official game, so the stats before don't count, but they still haven't had one of those games where they melted down and turned the ball over a lot. So I really love that they handle the ball really well. They have had low turnovers. The first game, they went crazy. Like I said, I think they had an insane amount of assists, like 30-plus assists. It might have been even more than that. I can't remember. It was a crazy amount of assists and had like 3 turnovers. And then I think the game after that, they might have had 6 or 7, and then 7 tonight. So they're not really turning the ball over much. They protecting everything, and they moving the ball, getting a lot of assists. We had 4 blocks, so, you know, I'd like to see that number get up a little bit higher. If we can get to like the 7 to 8 a night, you know, that would be lovely. But I'll take a 4 blocks, like I said, 11 steals. So the main thing that I was impressed by is that Kentucky was taking, you know, they was making great defensive stands. And when they were turning the ball over, they was converting it into buckets. They was getting down the floor really quickly. It was like as soon as a guy got the ball, if it was a defensive rebound or a deflection, they were making like good outlet passes. They was getting the ball down the court and giving their their teammates a lot of opportunities to score easy baskets in transition. But I love this offense. I feel like this offense, yes, of course, is tailored for long range shooters, but it still keeps the big men involved. It keeps them active. they get the ball in their hands a lot, and they get a chance to make plays, even if it's not for themselves to score. When you got guys like Amari Williams that can catch the ball, take it up the court, and dish it to guards, that's going to make him really valuable, I think, as the season goes on. And I think it's going to make, his draft stock rise a lot because he looks really versatile. I know he's not a shooter, and I know, the NBA game is pivoting to even big men that shoot a lot of long-range jump shots. And he's not quite there, but his ability to be like a playmaker, somebody that can run the offense through, it kind of reminds me of like what Bam Adebayo, former Wildcat, obviously is doing for the Miami Heat. If you watch him play in the NBA, the Heat run a lot of their offense through him. Excuse me. The Heat run a lot of their offense through him, and I feel like this is just going to be Amari Williams' thing for this team. I feel like even though Lamont Butler's the point guard, and he's giving us solid point guard numbers, like I said, Lamont basically is going to give you double-digit scoring, but some of the other, things that he brings to the table, he's a tough on-ball defender. He's going to always get you, like, just solid across the boards. Like tonight he gave us 14, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's going to consistently do a little bit of everything, but the times that you got guys like Amari Williams that can make plays for other guys, you got Brandon Garrison with 5 assists, and even Carr is capable of making passes in transition or in the offense, and just he's just making it easy for a lot of the other players to get baskets. That's the main thing that I love about what I'm seeing from his team, is that everybody just seems to get everybody else involved. So I'm loving what I'm seeing so far, man. I just can't say enough. I love that these guys are sitting in the chair playing tough on-ball defense. Like, when you watch them play, they really locked in to try to keep their man in front of them, to make their, the guy they're defending take a lot of dribbles, make some, some passes from some bad angles to try to help convert defense into offense. They look really good tonight, man. It's not really much more I can say other than that. Shout out to Wright State. They actually played pretty good, in my opinion. They had a lot of moments where they did some stuff that was good too. But Kentucky has been handling business so far. And I think a lot of this, I'm attributing it to the experience. I think they said during the broadcast, this may be Kentucky's most experienced team they've ever had in the history of the program. I think they had a combined, I think they said 500 plus starts where everybody combined, because, most of these guys that transferred, they were starting for their respective universities that they left. So they have a lot of experience playing, and they look like they meshing really well together. I feel like this team is going to be tough. The only thing that worries me is that the SEC may be as strong as it's ever been. Right now, I think they said there was 9 teams ranked in the top 25 from the SEC. So of course, some of that'll fizzle out once the teams start playing each other and teams start losing some games. Some teams that'll probably be worthy of top 25 will actually move out, just because the losses are going to be what they're going to be. But this is a tough conference, man. It's going to be a fun season to watch, because I just can't wait to see how it plays out. There's going to be a lot of tough competition. So one thing I can say is every team in the SEC, by the time tournament time comes, they are going to be battle tested. So I'm loving that right now Kentucky is able to start the game off looking good and keep their foot on the gas throughout the whole entire game. They don't seem to let up. They might have a couple little moments during the game where they shoot bad or they kind of cold, but they still play hard on defense. They don't really give up. They're just playing with a lot of effort. They're playing with a sense of urgency. And and we're gonna see how they respond once the competition level steps up. But from what I seen tonight, I loved how they started off the season. I know Mark Pope is excited to get his career at Kentucky going. I know the guys are excited because they know this is a special season. They could be a special team. So yeah, man, that's all I got. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm hyped. You guys let me know what you think about it. Yeah. How do you feel about this game, man? Was it what you expected? Was it better? And let me know in the comments who you've been impressed with so far this season, man. I've loved what I'm seeing from everybody, but I really love what Otega always doing. I really love Amari Williams, Lamont Butler, super steady. Obviously, obviously Jackson is doing his thing. But I'm loving it so far, man. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think, and we'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.